Hello, welcome back. This is Omari with Just the Two of Us podcast. Here's Whitney Renee. Tonight we've got an interesting topic. Um, who's got it worse, men or women? Let's talk about this. I think this should be pretty interesting. You want to lead us off?
No, you can go ahead and lead us off. And like he said, for everyone who doesn't know my name is Whitney Renee. With the two of us, let's talk about it. So, one of the topics the topic we are talking about today is it harder to be a woman or is it harder to be a man? And so, Omari's going to go into what he thinks and why, and then I'm going to kind of go into what I think and why.
So I think I'm going to start with because I think a man has it bad, like worse than a woman when it comes to relationships. And we'll start there because we talk about relationships a lot. Um, as a man, when you first meet a woman, you have to court this woman. You have to come up with the right words and the right phrases to make sure that you don't scare her off. You got to look a certain way, like a woman does. You don't want to be looking all raggedy and homeless like how I was when we first met. Um,
What?
when we first met, I was
Okay.
on my way to work,
Oh,
and I because I had to walk so far to go to work or ride my bike to go to work. I didn't look the best.
Okay.
All right, so we'll start there. But when you meet the woman that you're interested in, like I said, you got to say the right things. You have to do the right things. You have to present yourself a certain way. Make sure that you can hold a decent conversation and maintain that woman's interest. Okay,
Okay.
that I think that alone are the solid foundations of shit's about to get real.
I don't agree with that.
Why not?
Go ahead and finish what you're going to say. I'm not going to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No. I mean, I just want to start there and kind of play off
Okay.
it.
So again, why do you think that men have it's harder for a man versus a woman?
How many men have come up to you just out of the blue and was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? My name is so and so."
Not very many.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I can't. I'm not a man, so I don't know. I'm not in their thoughts. I don't know.
Well, for starters, you're very intimidating, and you're
According to who?
me as a man.
Okay.
I mean, when we first met, it wasn't like that, but now that we've been together, like, yes, you've had men approach you, but not as many as I would think. And I think it has a lot to do with because of how strong of a person, like you carry yourself very high, you're very outspoken, and you don't play into the BS when it comes to men. And I think that's a lot. I think being a man that's I don't want to say intimidating as the word, but that's like that scares men off from making that first initial contact. And then from there you really have to be like, "Oh, well, how's your day going?" and have that awkward conversation and turn it into something engaging. I think that's very challenging for a man if they don't have that self-esteem where they know that they can hold conversation, where they have that strong personality, where they carry themselves very well.
But it's the same for women too. It's very rare. It's very rare that you have women that will be like, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and this guy is going to like me. If anything, I feel like it's harder when, especially, one, I can tell you this for a fact. It's harder for women, if we're talking about dating, since you brought up dating.
Yeah.
It's harder for women to even start the dating process. Now, there's different factors and this is why I say this, there's different factors that play into this. So, number one, let's say, here's a good example. You have kids from your previous marriage.
Yep.
Now I have kids because you and I are married.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be easier for you to get to date a woman because you have kids than me dating a woman me dating a man because I have kids. And I say that because of this. Other men think, oh, she got kids. I don't really want to be,
I don't want the baggage.
I don't want the baggage. I don't want to have to raise another man's kids. From a woman's perspective, it's like, you know what? He has his kids. He takes care of his kids. Me seeing that, I feel like he is going to be a good provider for my kids if we ever have kids. So naturally, women, single women, are okay if that's something that they're okay with. They're okay with dating a man with kids. With the woman, the man is like, nope, don't want to be a part of that. I'm not raising no other man's kids. I'm not doing X, Y, and Z. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I can say that for women though too.
How?
Because I've missed opportunities with women where, well, he's got kids. I don't want it.
But it's not as likely. It's less likely with the man than it is with the woman. I can tell you that how many women have gone into relationship with men. I can add, honestly, out of my circle, I can think of 5 people that are in relationships. Mm-hmm. That the man had kids and they had no kids of their own, and they still don't have kids on their own because they've accepted that man's baggage. It's very rare that you'll find a man that'll be like, you know what? Not saying that there aren't men out there, because there is.
But you're more likely to run across.
Exactly.
I don't agree with that. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't agree with that, but I don't agree with it as much because of, like, I've been that man with the baggage, and I shouldn't say been necessarily turned down, but ignored, I guess is the best way to put it.
How's?
Oh, hey, hi, my name's Amari.
Mm-hmm. But they wouldn't have known that you had kids right away.
Oh no, but not right away. But when you leave, like when you say, oh yeah, I've got 2 kids, and mm-hmm. Full break. Full stop. Oh, you have kids? Oh, okay. All right. Well,
I don't know. I just feel like it's like that for women, and it's worse than, I don't know. I just feel like they're judged a little bit more. So what's another reason why you think that? I guess, per se.
So we'll say first contact goes well with the woman. You guys start seeing each other. Now you have to play I have to keep her engaged. I have to keep her in good spirits, show her that I'm about something, and be able to provide, be able to support, which, full disclosure, should be baseline, but for whatever reason is kind of like, it's not always there. But you have to make sure that the woman doesn't lose interest. You have to, you can't get into a fresh relationship with someone and really put yourself out there right away. It's like you have to do it in layers, because I mean, for some guys, they might like going out and going hunting or something like that, but the woman that they meet might be against killing animals or something like that. Like just those
that's the same thing for a woman.
Caveats.
It's the same thing for a woman too.
I have never met one woman that was like, "Yep, I weld," and a guy's been turned off by that.
No, I'm not saying nothing like that, but I'm saying when I'm discussing or I'm talking about why do you feel like it's harder versus a man, I'm not just talking from a dating aspect. I'm talking about a whole aspect. The way that I see it,
Go ahead.
And my sister-in-law and both of my sister-in-laws and my mom even actually agreed, it's harder to be a woman. Now, there's different things that women have to go through just on a normal day basis that half the men never have to go through that.
Like what?
One, you'll never have to carry a baby. Now, you claim that you carry your babies in your nutsack.
The man carries the babies first.
Okay, yeah. Okay. You don't have, a lot of men don't have to worry about if they have kids. Naturally, one thing that I've learned just from my perspective is that when a man and woman are married or they're in a relationship, they have kids, naturally the kids cling to mom. Mom always, and I think that's more of a comfort thing.
Yeah.
Mom is always there.
Mom is nurturing.
Right, more nurturing, whatever the case may be. usually the man has more time to free roam, have his special activities on his own. When I mean roam, meaning you're going out, you're able to do your own thing, you're able to set time apart from the kids, and you're able to do things. And typically men don't feel guilty about doing that. But I feel like women do, because it's a more, hey, I carried this kid. I've had this kid. I'm raising them. Have you ever, like, if you ask any mom,
Mm-hmm.
what is the difference between, I guess, having no kids and how what did change? I'm almost certain some of the things that they're going to say: no time to do anything for themselves, not getting enough sleep, not having time to spend time with their friends, and always feeling guilty like they're not there enough for their kids. Now that contributes to when they're working. When they're working, let me ask you this:
What's up?
when you go to work,
Yep.
besides us working, okay, we're working from home,
Yeah,
because of COVID. So, but before, when you were going out to work, how did it make you feel when you went? Honest opinion, how did it make you feel when you would leave to go to work every morning?
I would be tired. I had bills to pay and I had to care for my family.
Okay.
So I have to do this.
Okay. So you see your mentality. Usually men's mentality is, I'm doing this and I'm going to work to provide for my family. That's what every man's goal is in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
A woman, my opinion,
Yeah.
or I'm not even going to say my opinion, just how I felt was, I feel bad because I'm leaving them with another person to take care. I swear to God. I'm leaving them. Yeah, I'm leaving my kids with another person, and I'm not home to watch them because I'm working. Hold on. The second one is, you know what? I'm really tired. I wish I could just take the day off because, I've worked 5 days out of the week. Not saying every woman works 5 days. Some women don't work at all. Now let's take the women that are stay-at-home moms. You see what I'm saying? Like,
but I mean, a guy can have that.
A guy can have the same thought, but
I have to provide for my family, but man, I've been working and working. I just need a day off. I
That's
don't want to be with
true.
no kids.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that is not the case or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, I feel like moms and just women, period, feel like they feel like, oh, I should be doing more. Like, I should be doing more. Where y'all have the mentality of, well, I'm doing this because I'm the head of household. I'm the man. This is what I have to do. I feel like we feel a little bit more guilty. And so, how many times have you bought yourself something? Let's be honest. How many times have you bought yourself something and everything is taken care of? You see what I'm saying? But you're like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy a part for my computer, or I'm going to go ahead and purchase a new laptop, or I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that. Things that you enjoy.
Yeah.
When's the last time I bought me anything? And I'm saying,
like, not even like makeup or anything.
Yeah, just stuff like.
Honestly, I don't know, because I don't really pay attention to that stuff.
Because I don't buy it. Because my very first thing is, you know what? Yeah, I can buy this for myself, but the kids need this. We need this. It's okay. I need to set this stuff aside for a rainy day. Typically, I bet you 99% of the time, that's what women are thinking about. I got to make sure that if my husband buys a stupid purchase, we have something to fall back. Men don't think like that. Men don't think like that.
I can't say men don't think like that, because I think like that. I'm like, you know what? Man, because I do want to buy a couple parts for my computer. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, we could afford this right now. Then I get to thinking, well, so-and-so can come up. This is coming up. Maybe I should hold off.
Yeah.
But then there's those spur of the moment things where you're like, you know what? Fuck it. We'll figure it out when the time comes. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, my thing is, it's just different all the way around the board. Another thing, and then I'm going to share this, and then we're going to take a quick little break. But another thing that I feel is women have it harder in the workplace. So here's a good thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're not disagreeing?
I never disagreed with that.
Oh, okay.
I never disagreed with that.
Because I was about to say, I feel like we have it worse in the workplace. So you're very direct, right?
Oh, yeah.
And because you're very direct, I feel like when you're direct,
mm-hmm.
What?
No, nothing.
Oh, when you're very direct, it comes off, oh, okay, well, that's just him being stern. That's just him being an employee, a male figure. You see what I'm saying? How many times I've had several different jobs where I'll be like, yeah, this ain't gonna work out for me. It's not gonna work out for me, and this is why I need to know why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's looked at she's insubordinate, or she's mean. You know what I mean? I think a lot of that has to do with intimidating. I can't speak for all women, but then there's some women that are quiet in the workplace because of that same reason. They don't want to be the oddball out. They want to be able to kind of like slide in the cracks, I would say, or kind of
stay out of
the
sight.
heat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that way they can get those promotions, and that way they can get things done, and they can be equal to their male counterparts or their women counterparts that maybe have a little bit more experience. It's totally different. I've sat there and listened to you talk to your boss in a very, very stern, like a real stern way, and very direct. And if I would do something like that, I'm out of line. It's almost like when you're in the workplace as a woman, you're supposed to stay in line. You're supposed to follow the male,
the male leader,
right,
or whatever.
And I refuse. I'm not doing that.
I mean, I can see that, but I made it clear to my peers, like, look, you can say some off the wall stuff. I'm not going to tolerate that.
Right.
But when you're in the workplace, you shouldn't be scared to voice your opinion.
That's true.
You shouldn't be afraid of retaliation or anything. There's systems in place to prevent stuff like that, whether that's happened to you and went badly, or it's happened to you and went positively. There's things, checks and balances for that type of stuff. But I think for a guy, I mean, like, I can get behind that to some degree, because I mean, for a man, it's going to be one of those things where you're really, I guess you don't have to worry about that. I mean, especially for a black man, yeah, you kind of have to worry a little bit more, because you might be seen as angry black man, or for a black woman, angry black woman. Oh boy, we don't like this. But even still, like, look, hey, we're adults. I'm not gonna pussyfoot around or beat around the bush about said thing. But that goes for men and women. I can kind of put that on equal grounds, but a woman, she's probably got a little bit harder. She's not making as much money. She's being looked at objectively versus a man. I can get behind that in the workplace. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Well, at least you agree on that, because in your mind, you feel like
men in relationships it's complete flip.
Well, we're actually going to take a quick little break, so we'll be right back. All right, everyone, welcome back. For those of you who are just now joining, my name is Whitney Renee.
And I'm Omari J.
And this is the two of us. Let's talk about it. So what we just went over, Omari agrees that it is harder for women in the workplace.
Relationship is completely flipped, but we're not going to go into specifics about that. That's already been said.
That's already been said and done.
Yeah.
One of the things that I wanted to talk about was, so I would say, I just overall, I want to say, I feel like women have it harder. Men have it hard too. I'm not taking that away from y'all. I'm saying men have a hard time too. But I do feel like there's some things that society tells y'all that it's not acceptable for y'all to do or not to feel, which is one of the reasons why you feel like it's harder.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? For a man.
Or
like,
whatever.
If you could say, what is it? Because you never said that, which is, I was trying to get you to say that. But what do you feel like is harder for you as a man? Because you never touched on that. Besides the whole dating.
For me,
I'm not talking about dating or anything like that. I'm talking about as a whole. Like, what is the thing that you feel like is hard for you as a man?
Me personally, you know how I am. There's really nothing that's hard for me as a man, because I don't care.
My point exactly.
I don't. There's a lot of there's a lot of things that I don't care about.
You just proved
like,
my point.
No, but that's not all men. Like me personally.
Okay, so what do you feel? Okay, so since you don't fall into this category,
I don't fall into this category.
Okay,
because I'm telling you right now, me personally, I am the hottest thing walking.
Oh, dear Lord.
I look the best. I do the best. I take care of my family. I pay bills. I help pay bills. We do things, and I don't care. So
okay, so you okay? We're not gonna talk about you then. You got all the answers. So
I got all my answers.
Yeah, you got all your answers. So I guess my thing is, what do you feel like men struggle with the most that you feel like men have it harder? Because you've said it, you feel like men have it harder.
Nowadays, men really, like how they used to say back in the day, men being in touch with their feminine side. And I don't mean that as like, gay or anything like that, but being able to display emotion, being able to, like when you're having a moment, to be able to turn around and be like, man, I am really going through it today. Like I need somebody to.
Okay, but why do you feel like that's? Because is that something that society tells you?
Not me.
No. Well, not you.
But
because you said you don't fall into that category.
I don't fall into. I think it's not even. I don't fall into.
Go ahead.
It's not necessarily society tells them that, but with everything you see with social media, and it's like men are supposed to be strong and the care providers, the caretakers, and doing this and that. Mm-hmm. So for a man to fall into that weak hole or that like that weakness or that crack in the road, they don't want to show like, you know what? Yes, today's that day that I don't have it together.
Mm-hmm.
Today's that day that, you know what? My wife really told me off and told me some hard facts, and that's really hitting me hard today. Or girlfriend or my boss just went off on me for an error that I made. Like, you can't show that emotion. You have to really be.
But you don't.
I mean, you don't have to. Men don't have to. They don't have to be that way. But because they see it everywhere else on media and the things that they consume, like they have it ingrained into their minds that they can't show the emotion, that they have to be this way. I don't think that's true, but that's what my personal opinion would be for any random guy out there if he's having a moment.
Okay. I think that.
So that same question, but for a woman, what is it about, I guess, a woman's mental or society that tells them that they should or should be a certain way? Should or shouldn't?
Their appearance. That's the big, the appearance. Okay, example. So I personally, especially when I was younger, went through a phase where, because I was a woman, I was tall, I was darker complected, that I had to do more to not be talked about, or to not feel like I wasn't like attractive, because society, you never ever, and really to this day, they're starting to inch their way in there, but you don't see men posting their tall, beautiful black women in social media, especially not when I was growing up. There was two supermodels, two super darker complected supermodels that were very popular, like back in my parents' days, but as I was growing up, and that was Naomi Campbell and Iman. That's it. They were not in. So appearance. Then you have the women that are shorter. Okay, so now they're worried about, am I not tall enough? Okay, do I look okay in certain clothes? Same thing for taller women that may be, very, very slim. They may have to worry about, guys are not into me because I don't have bigger breasts. I don't have bigger, I don't have a body. Yeah, I'm not hippie. That's the thing that's in. Same thing with just stuff in general, like as a woman, you're not pretty if you don't have long real long, flowy hair. You're unattractive if your hair is natural. That's a big thing. You're not attractive. I'm not saying that's more the case now, but I know for a fact, like especially like me growing up and just different people that I've been around and I've heard and they can relate to. That's one of the things too. You women not being able to fit in with other women or different men. Maybe a woman that's too girly versus a woman that's a little bit more tomboyish.
Oh,
It's
okay. I
it's
see
yeah,
where you're
it's
going with
totally
that. Yeah.
different. It's like, okay, well, we like her because she's real girly and she's pretty, but she all right. She a little tomboy, she a little rough on the eyes, but why? Now let's take that same scenario and let's throw that on a man. When a man is gay or a man, listen, if it's women, even women will be like, you know what, he's sharp. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's not like that. Like for a gay woman, it's like, oh well, well, why? You know what I mean? It's so different. It's so fucking different, and I don't understand
What?
why. It is. It's totally different.
I could see the whole why thing being for
Yeah.
a gay man, but because again, you have to think like, oh well, okay, I have a gay man here. Okay, if he's gay, he's gay, whatever. But society's like, well, why? For what reason? Like, you're supposed to be tough. You're supposed to be this and that.
Yeah, I can see that too. But I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about like man versus woman. It's totally different. Another thing that I'll say is like how we were talking about the other day is that if a man decides to have multiple partners, hell, he's the man.
Yeah, I mean,
I
can't fight this.
He's the man. He got it all figured out, and when he's done being the man, he'll be a perfect husband. And then when it's a woman, oh no, she had too many people riding her car. But why? Why is it that? Why does it have to be like that? Like she's basically doing the same thing. Like how me and my mom was talking. Like as a woman, if you cuss, that's unattractive. You know me, I'm quick. I would throw an F-bomb and be like, excuse me, my bad. But that's it. You know what I mean? And I'll curse from time to time, but I'm just saying, like,
I think the stigma around a woman having multiple partners, like throughout the course of her life, comes from the indoctrination that women are the care providers. Women are the nurturer. They're the loving.
Okay, but why can't she be a care provider and still get her some booty when she want it? I don't understand why that's a big. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand why that's even a thing. Like, why? My point is, but why is it that it has to be about that? Like, she's not good enough to be a wife or to be a real solid girlfriend because she's had multiple partners. That doesn't make sense to me. But a man does it. We'll lap that man up and be like, he's my everything. He's changed for me. Fuck that. What happens is see my F-bomb. But see, I think differently than that. I just feel like that's what makes it harder. You know, a woman with dreads is looked at as, oh, she rough on eyes. But why? A man with dreads is sexy. They look nice. It fits a man. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's always something versus man versus woman. And I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like it's harder for that. Also, we have to carry babies. We don't have to, but we don't have to, not unless you don't.
I mean, a man can't carry a baby. Like,
but we carry our children.
A baby, not babies. The seed, the baby.
Yeah, or babies. Yeah. You know, women can carry up to 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, we shouldn't look at it like man has it harder and women has it harder, but we just have to understand that there's some things that's going to be harder for a man and there's things that are definitely harder for a woman.
I can get behind that.
All right, boom. I won that argument. Ding, ding, ding.
You can't win. We just going to agree to disagree.
I mean, but seriously, and because there is some things that as a woman I'm not going to understand that what you go through as a man because I'm not a man. And then there's things as me being a woman that you'll never understand because you're not a woman. You may be comforting, like, oh, okay, but
you know what? Why can't oh my goodness, that just leads like so many things because there's certain, this is completely off topic.
Oh, dear Lord.
This is just like, you just said it. There's certain things that a woman can't teach a man, and there's certain things a man can't teach a woman.
No, I didn't say that. I said there's certain things that I can't understand what you go through.
Understand. Okay. Yeah. That you go through. Yes.
As a man, and there's certain things that.
And that's where, but then that's where my mind went complete sideways. I was like, yes. And that's what, like, being a single mom and single dad, like, I'm sure there's a crosshair there because of exactly what you just said.
I said there's things that.
That's a different topic, though.
Yeah. I said there's things that I can never understand because I'm not a man.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just feel like I said, we're different. That's not a bad thing. And I just feel like women tend to take on the more emotional thing, like the more emotional side of things. And we have to always multitask a little bit more than man. We are there, like I said earlier, we're there more to be that, like, support and guidance for our kids. I can't really say anything as far as like chores and stuff like that, because I think it's based on your own individual preference. Because, like, there's things that you do that I'm like, oh, that doesn't really bother me, and I'm a woman. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's not a big deal for me.
And there's things that you do that I
that you can't put up with, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but whatever, it is what it is. But I just actually want to take a break, and then we'll kind of like close it up on the best advice, or any advice that you have in regards to, I guess.
I give my advice for men, and then you can give your advice for women as to how you think that they should kind of go out and into the world, with the mindset to make sure that they're comfortable with who they are.
I can do that. That's fair. That's fair. So just stick around, and we'll definitely be right back.
All right, we're back. We're going to kind of wrap things up here with some closing thoughts. Whitney, I'll let you go first.
No, I don't want to go first.
Why not?
Because
right.
My advice at the end of our segments is usually the best.
Wow. Jesus, that hurt.
So I have to like be a one-upper and out.
This is exactly why men have it bad. The woman's always trying to outdo the man. Like, let me have my shine. Anyway, no. It's too late. I'm going. So, fellas, for the guys that listened, be yourself. Be greater than your fathers. Be greater than your grandparents. Be the Hercules, the Zeuses of your times, or not your times, but in your lives. Like, don't let anyone tell you that you don't have it going on. Don't let the societal stereotypes sink into your mental and kind of bring you down. You are great. Black, white, Mexican, Arabian, you are awesome. You are the best man that you can be. Take care of your families, take care of yourself, eat right, ingest the right media, make sure you're listening to the right music, because that type of stuff really shapes who you are. Let your future children and your grandchildren, see the achievements that you've accomplished, see the goals you've set, the milestones that you've hit and broken. Be awesome, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. One up that.
That was easy as you flip your hair. So that's very good advice. I'd like to add to that, as far as the man is concerned, is that don't be so easy to give up on yourself. Sometimes I feel like men give up on themselves a lot easier than what they intend to. And I say that because I feel like they feel like, I may not be providing, I may not be doing my best self. But sometimes your best self is hitting rock bottom, and it's what you have to go through. It's how you recover from that and what you need to do in order to be a better person. You notice how I said person, not better man, better person. That's my advice for the men. Just be you. Understand that shit's gonna happen. Don't try not to be on hard yourself. So my advice for the women is take yourself off the hook. Now I say that because a lot of times, like I mentioned before, women are very, very hard on themselves. They're critical about what they look like when they've gained weight, when they've lost weight, if their hair is not a certain way, different jobs that they hold. If they're a single mom, they may feel like they're not doing enough to provide for their kids. But you know what? I feel like as a woman, we were placed here on this earth for a reason. We are able to achieve and conquer a lot of things that man could not possibly do. Number one is bringing a child into this world. This world here, this little crazy little thing called life. Not saying that man doesn't contribute to that, but I'm saying, we have the ability to grow a freaking human. We can conquer so many things. We can learn and we can grow. And honestly, we can learn and grow and build and support other women. I would say start doing that. If you're feeling overwhelmed, start connecting and doing things with women that share similar interests with you. Don't be so harsh and critical of other women either. That's a lot of things I think that why women have to do so much as far as like society eyes, because it's kind of like, I don't like bigger women, you know what I mean? Or, well, she thinks she's better because she's skinny, but you never know what that other woman is going through. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe she's skinny because she has a condition that makes her, you know what I mean? That makes her smaller. Maybe she's bigger because she has a condition. We never know. It's very rare that you hear men even discuss and talk about things like that. They typically don't. They don't. Y'all shoot the shit all the time. Y'all having a good time. Here's a good example. That was my advice, by the way. And then it's a really, really quick ramble. Here's a really, really good example, though, why I mean by that. But I want to end off by saying, take yourself off the hook a little bit. Calm down, relax a little bit. Like, know that, things will work itself out. You're going to hit different things. You're going to gain weight. You're going to get into your grown adult body, because that happened to me. Remember, I was like this big.
Oh, it happened. All right.
Wow.
Delicious.
Okay, well, like I was saying,
go on to your example before you forget.
Okay, but yeah, before I forget, but really quick. So you're not gonna always look like your 20s. You're not always going to be the smoking hot thing, but it's how you feel about yourself is what is most important. If you don't like the way you look, get up and go exercise. You don't like the way that you fit into your jeans, time to change and alter your diet. You have the ability to make life changes to be able to better yourself and to feel better about yourself. No man, no woman, no social media, anything like that should have that much of an effect on you to where you can't accomplish that. Like when my fat ass started getting fat.
Oh yeah, you busted your chops.
I did. I was like, not gonna work for me. I need to go ahead and start hitting the gym.
But that's the same that goes for men too.
Men too.
Don't. If you're not happy with yourself, get out there, do what you need to do to fix it.
Absolutely.
Make sure you the smoking hot whip to yourself. Nobody else can bring that to you.
Yep. But what I was gonna say, really, really quick, is that one of the things that I like about men is that y'all can bullshit with each other. Y'all can talk smack. Y'all can game with each other. Y'all can go out, shoot pool, have a good time. If y'all have a disagreement, y'all say y'all's piece. Seriously, y'all will say whatever y'all need to say to that other man, and then you know what, you still my bro, or we still cool peoples. Women, they are so catty. Well, she said this, so fuck her. Because I used to be like that too. I told you, like, for a long time, if I didn't agree with something, it's not necessarily that I was getting mad, but I would just completely not, I guess I would say like shut down, but I would just completely like stop talking to that person for a while until I was able to. I just feel like women carry their emotions like on their sleeve a little bit too much, and they're not comfortable with having these real life conversations with their friends or women that they've been around so many years. And it's like, it don't even have to be like that. If I don't like something, I'm to a point now, if I don't like something that my friends are doing, I'm going to tell you about it. And if you're mad at me for it and you stop talking to me and we're not friends, then you were never my friend to begin with. Like, that's just what it's going to be. I should be able to come to you as a friend and say, hey, friend, what you're doing, I think you're doing a bit too much. And I want my friends to hold me accountable too.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like that, because, and to your point, because I had that political conversation with a friend of mine. And I mean, like, I've always had that idea about his political views and this, that, and the other. But we got into that heated argument going back and forth. But at the end of the day, I mean, I've known this guy for 14 years. You know, he's just looking out for me and my family and trying to help educate and this, that, and that's all it was. Yeah, we disagree on some stuff, but.
And I was like, y'all still friends?
Yeah. We're still friends.
It's just weird because you don't really have to go. You don't really see that so much with women. It's always like, I feel like women are very competitive. And honestly, I think that's why I had a lot of male friends, because I didn't feel like that. It wasn't about me being in a relationship with them. It was like, it's with one of the guys. Like, she's one of the homies. And I like that. Like, I wish I had more female friends. Like, me and Melissa's like that. Me and Brittany's like, me and my sister-in-laws are the bomb. Like, I'll be like, Britt, nah, they ain't all right. They the bomb. I'm so happy that I have sisters like that I'm like, you know what, we can be real with each other. I can say something. We're not gonna get mad at each other, and if we do, we're gonna
hash it out.
Because I don't have that with a lot of people. There's a small group of people I have that with, but it's not with everybody.
It shouldn't be with everybody.
No, it shouldn't be with everybody. But the majority of the people in my circle, I definitely feel like I can. It's kind of like that. There's some people it's kind of questionable, but you know, whatever.
some people are sus.
Yeah, they a little suspect, but I don't know. We usually just talk about anything new or exciting that we have going on.
I got homework to do. I got a Java project that I'm working on.
You're so technical.
Yeah,
I don't have anything going on except for, like I mentioned before in the other podcast, just really getting everything started with my doula business and my first client, and just taking it step by step, just trying to finish off this.
Step by step.
Who sings that?
Ooh, baby.
Who sings that?
I do right now in this moment.
No, I'm saying I'm really trying to figure out. I'm legit trying to figure out.
Funny. I'm not being funny. So that is the podcast for the evening before Whitney.
I was not even trying to be rude at all. I was really legit trying to figure out who sang.
I think it's like Backstreet Boys or something.
How's it go?
Step by step. Ooh, baby. Dun, dun. I don't know.
Sir, I don't think that's a song.
Know. It is a song.
Anywho, so again, thank you for tuning in with us. Like I said, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Spotify, many more different.
New Kids on the Block. Yes, I just Googled.
That's the name who sings.
That's who sings it. Yeah.
Oh, you should let them sing it. I was so waiting for you to say that.
Swerve. Okay.
But yeah, again, thank you to everyone that has been tuning in and listening to us. I hope everyone has a really, really good week, and just try to be the best you. Try to stay as positive as possible. I know last week I was struggling. I was on the struggle bus with that. I was like, I am so ready for this week to be over. I was not that positive, but try to be positive. Have a good week, and I hope everyone's weekend went well. Anything you have to say?
Take care of yourselves. Mentally and nutritionally, because
mentally and nutrition. So people not eating?
Maybe they're not eating right.
Okay.
I mean, I know some people that live off of pizza and mac and cheese.
What?
Yeah, now they got stomach problems.
Ooh.
And yeah, they're on this like almost like a vegan no gluten diet. Yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad diet though.
Yeah.
I like gluten-free stuff, but
I'm sure you do.
Again, thank you all for tuning in. My name is Whitney Renee.
I'm Omari J.
And you guys have a beautiful, 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 beautiful week.